Hello, ladies and hooligans. Welcome to B-Ike Cali. So this is Ike. Of course, that's Bike without the B. And it's been quite some time. A lot of things going on. As far as everything going on right now, here's a little clip that I came across that pretty much sums it up. Check it out.
Um, so, so the most important thing you gotta remember is, okay, some people were, they were doing some stuff, and then other people were like, hey, don't do that stuff, and then other people were like, hey, yeah, they should do, that stuff. It's good that they're doing that stuff, and then the other people were like, I don't think they should be doing that stuff, and then and then and then thing and then the thing and then thing the one the do so things are like so uh, what I'm trying to say is that in conclusion, I have I have no idea.
So it's been a while. Obviously, a lot's been going on. Last time I was talking about having issues with the mic. Still having issues with the mic. I'm not sure if it's even working right now. If it is, then bravo. But I mentioned getting a new mic to attach to my drift camera, which is on my helmet, and have had no luck. So I did order a mic to connect to the drift ghost camera that I have on my helmet, and I cannot get anything to work on that camera for the life of me. The picture's great, the video's great. It's what you see the majority of the time in my videos is my helmet cam, and that's the drift camera. But as far as trying to connect a mic, it's just not working in my favor right now. I did reach out to Drift Innovation, which is the company that I bought the helmet cam from, and they were nice enough to provide me with a new cable, which was a thought of being an issue. Unfortunately, that wasn't the issue, and it's still not working. So I'm not sure what's going on with my drift camera. I have seen reviews where they said it just wasn't working well for the drift cameras as far as the audio, and I'm living that. All in all, drift camera is great for video, and customer service did try and help me out. Took them a little while to get back to me, but they did. But yeah, I might just need to update my whole setup completely, and I might do a new GoPro, and we'll see how that goes. You know, hoping for the best. I just got to gather up the money to get the new supplies. Another thing that I was talking about, and this was with Sir Wolfenstein, was there is fluid leaking out from underneath my bike. And at first I couldn't tell what it was. It kind of looked like oil at first, just because of the coloration on the ground. But then I seen where the leak was coming from, or at least had an idea of where it was coming from, and noticed the color was the color of coolant. So I should have made a video on it, because for new Scout owners, this would probably come in handy. It's not that easy to flush out the coolant for an Indian Scout. It's not as easy as it may seem. And Sir Wolfenstein did make a good point. He said, you know, the reason your bike looks so good from the outside is because everything's on the inside. Everything is on the inside. Keyword, everything. And other keyword, inside. So what we had to do in order to even get to the thermostat housing, so we had to take out one. So we had to take off the Indian logo plating that's on the outside, which is mainly just for looks. And then there was a bracket that we had to take off just to get to the thermostat housing. So you figure, you know, from there we could just work on through, look for that drain plug, and, you know, let's get this going. Well, no, that's not how it went. So, one, there is no drain plug. So, this was a manual drain, and pretty much did mouth to mouth with the hose, the main hose, to try and blow out all the air and the old fluid out. That was a sight. He said the first one, the original fluid that was in it, tastes sweet, and the replacement fluid that we got, not so much. So, you know, that took forever. And in order to do that, in order to even get to the thermostat enough to the point where we could disconnect all the hoses, which I believe there's about 5 hoses in total, we had to remove the tank. And in order not to, because we were totally not prepared to have to dismantle the tank just to get to what we needed to. I had to pretty much hold the tank and do as much as I could as far as pumping one of the hoses on my side, and to try and clear it out of the fluids. And yeah, it was just it was time consuming. It wasn't easy. Of course, we didn't have the proper tools. It'd be different if we had a pump, but we didn't. So yeah, it wasn't all that fun. But I got to know my bike a lot more, and, you know, be a little more familiar with it. So that was an upside. Thank you, Wolfenstein, for the help on that. Shout out to Wolfenstein, people. Shout out to Wolfenstein. So one of the reasons the thermostat was not holding up so well is because there is a big enough gap right where the thermostat cap was and the actual housing unit, which is why the leak was occurring. So what we did is we got some gasket material and used that along with some, I'm failing to find the term here, JB Weld, there we go, or silicone, one of those two, to pretty much keep that in place and keep it from, you know, keep the fluid from coming out. I gotta get a new thermostat cap, which I'll have to order online, but it's only like $30, nothing crazy, and just replace that entirely. But for now, it's doing the job. It's running great, and you know, keep on rolling. Aside from that, you know, if things weren't fun enough, about 2 weeks ago, I also snapped my clutch cable again. And on the way to work again. On the way to work again. Luckily, this time I wasn't too far out as far as how far away from home I was. But yeah, so the last time I replaced the clutch cable, we replaced it. Everything was good. Had no issues. It was a little tighter on the clutch than I was originally used to, but I was like, that's no big deal. It functions. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, with the combination of things, that could be an issue. So this is how it happened. So I'm on my way to work, listening to my tunes, minding my own business, and I'm at this point in the road, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. It's in every one of my videos. But there's a lot of potholes, because obviously the taxes that we're paying for gas aren't covering the potholes properly. And I hit one of the biggest one while I was shifting. So it was a good amount of force in my bike while I had the clutch in, and half of the clutch just snapped. Not enough to completely cut it in half, but enough to disengage my clutch cable from the shifter. And I had no problem shifting up because I kept on going forward. I didn't notice that it snapped at that point in time. So I kept going, but once I got to a certain point where I start slowing down, because I slowed down for train tracks to try and avoid fucking up my bike. So I slowed down, or I'm going to slow down and downshift, and it doesn't give. I'm just like, okay, this is familiar to me. So I look at the little gap between my clutch lever and where the cable goes, between my clutch lever and where the cable gets fed. Sure enough, half of it's gone, snapped off. At which point I just pull off to the side, clutch in as much as I go. I was able to get it to first gear, luckily, turn off my bike, and proceed to use the fuck bomb constantly, and then come up with a game plan. So, like I said, I wasn't that far out from where I live, and I didn't want to wait for a tow truck. So rather than calling my insurance company, I went ahead and rode it home on first gear with my hazards on. And I gotta say, I felt like a jackass. You know, you're rolling down the street in my 6.4, but it ain't 6.4. It's more like fucking 30 miles an hour on first gear. And yeah, could have been better. But it is what it is. Got it home. Ordered a new clutch cable online. And what I did is I adjusted the clutch cable to be a little looser. Not too crazy, but enough to have give and not be affected by potholes of that size. And so far, so good. Back on the bike. Now all I gotta do is wash her because the poor bastard's dirty as hell. So I just gotta take a day. I got the supplies finally. I didn't have the supplies to wash my own damn bike. Got them. So hopefully this weekend get that done. It should be nice and shiny. Other than that, we're still going through the pandemic. It is affecting us at work as far as our schedule. I am pretty tired. We're pretty short-staffed. Uh, but it is what it is. Got to pay those bills. Like I said before, bills don't stop for you. Wish they did. Got to get my crack in a can real quick. It's the only way to do it. Lady scared the hell out of me. I thought she was going the other way. I think she just wanted to rev at me. All hardcore. She said, "You goddamn hooligan! Get off my goddamn road!" Here we are. Another day in paradise. Still looking for the paradise. I'm at work. Until next time, hooligans, keep riding.